Good morning, good morning. It's your girl Simply Dot Tennille here with the I'm Just Saying morning crew. And we are at the Edge Radio Network right here at 415 West Gray Street, Midtown Bar and Grill. Let's get this show started, guys.
That was good, yo.
Let's do it.
Hey, everybody. Everybody, please tell everybody where to follow you on social media.
You can follow me at I am Miles Anthony, Miles with the Y, across all social media platforms, and I'm there.
And you there? And you can find me, Jay Vanderbilt, on Facebook, and I am Vanderbilt on everything else.
And you can find me everywhere on all social media platforms at Hey Charlie, and that's HeyCharliy.
And of course, you know I'm all over the gram at Simply.Tennille and Simply.Tennille365. Please, please, please make sure you check out my blog as well, okay?
Also, don't forget to actually go to the IJS Live page itself.
Don't do that. That would be great.
Yeah, gotta actually go to IJS Live page.
And please share the video
Point us
from
as a
this
group.
morning. That would be good. And maybe from the other day, and you can share them all. How about that? Because we would love to have you guys follow us. Now, we're about to get this show kicked off. Y'all know it is a Thursday morning.
Thursday.
We're gonna jump right into world news.
Let's do
I
it.
just hit them with this right before the thing. The vice president of BP. You got all this money, man.
It's not funny.
You got all this money.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
I'm just saying, you got all this money. You decide, you find out that you're being made redundant, if you will. There's no more job for you. You just lose all your scruples. You got a wife, you got kids, and you just kill yourself.
Can I ask a question?
What?
One, is this guy of a non-ethnic persuasion? Two,
I think all of them
are they of non-ethnic persuasion? Because, I think for some reason people just can't handle adversity. But I will also say I don't think this is really about him not getting a job, not getting money. There's some other stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about that he doesn't want to answer for.
You know what
so
they
I think
say,
he's
pressure.
on
Pressure.
Pressure.
You know what my man Steven Jackson say, huh? I make love to pressure.
Oh my gosh.
But no, so I think that he's hiding and running from something else. And I don't think he's dead. I think he's on the same island with everybody else that hides and runs with a lot of money that say they killing themselves.
Away to the island.
You know what I'm saying?
Away.
And live their life in bliss over somewhere else. And they're tied in. Because for you to make that kind of, thing, you got to be tied into some higher ups. And if you're the president, vice president of BP, oil and gas for the country,
I think
you're definitely tied up.
I think he's gone.
I think this goes into a little bit deeper issue that we deal with a lot when it comes to leaders or people who are a part of big corporations. We hide so much behind work. We hide so much behind our money. And I think it was maybe a mental issue. You guys don't think he's dead?
I think he's gone.
I think the man did.
He out of there.
But anyway,
Flatline.
No,
out of there.
I think as a grown man, for you to leave your wife and kids hanging,
yeah, that's bad.
That's either extremely selfish
all
and he
the
may
time,
do
though.
it.
But that's the norm.
But in the
that,
moment, that's the moment of you're hurting at that moment. You just want to be gone.
Speaking of VPs, guess what's next? Vice presidential candidate debate.
You really segued the heck out those
Debate.
two different letters.
Right.
From BP
So-
to VP, those two whole different letters. Like
VP to VP.
you just segued the dog mess out of
Let's
it.
talk about.
I said it right though. I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
You made it work.
You did get it.
That's why I'm a professional.
Oh wow.
So, how did y'all feel about the debate?
Last night's debate went how I thought it was going to go. Well, not completely how I thought it was going to go. I thought it was a much better show than the presidential debate.
Okay, do you think they got their points across?
That little run over time that they had, they definitely did. I felt so sorry for that moderator. She could not get control of that time last night.
We actually said,
Frustrated for her.
friends of mine, we talked about this when they first announced that she was running for vice president. We said she's gonna murder the debate, because I mean that's what she does.
She is about the numbers.
And-
She is about getting the points across.
Whether you
It's
agree or
nothing
like
else.
her, or want her to be whatever, I knew she was
Talking
going to
about
debate.
Miss Kamala. Remember to put the comma on it.
But wow. But but anytime I want to ask this, like we had this kind of discussion last night. Anybody that's ever been in a debate with a black woman knew he wasn't gonna win.
Oh my
No.
God!
No.
And it's and an attorney.
Put the angry black woman.
I
on
didn't have to do
there.
with being angry. No, it's not being angry. It's being tactful. Like like y'all attack debates differently. Like I don't care if you're debating you're debating about whether Vanderbilt's shirt is black or not. I'm not going to win that debate because y'all attack it. Y'all have a different way. Like it's something different, and they don't understand how to deal with that.
I think last night we saw what we usually see in middle class working American at work situations where you have a black woman who's in power and you have a white man who's in power and they're both fighting for power, and she's like, I said what I said, and he
And
gets
that's what it
emotional and he
is.
attacks her credentials, and then she has to remind him of her credentials while also addressing what policies and procedures, things that they are want to put into place with this new president.
And she did it quite well, because she would always say, "Excuse me, I'm talking." I'm like,
It
ooh.
felt very Maxine Waters, didn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
did.
you know what I'm
you're
saying?
right.
Like, once again, I'm telling you, I'm telling you,
But
I'm telling you, you're not gonna win
the
that.
thing is, we had a spirited, debate on Facebook. They were like, she's still being too nice. She didn't have to go at him hard because she knew what she was up against. Literally.
Can I admit something? After the last one,
You mean with the two children?
with the two children,
The two children, okay.
battling back and forth,
Yeah.
fighting each other,
You took the last applesauce.
I took an ill and completely forgot last night.
Go watch the.
Well, I had to watch the
Go
replay.
watch it.
I had to watch the
Go
replay
Go
myself.
watch the
So
replay.
if you're like me, make sure that you listen to what these people say. We're gonna go back and watch it, and I'm gonna have to give my little comments later because
No, I just watched the replay.
I really definitely I did not watch it. I was too busy.
And to be honest with you,
working
if-
and then having some fun afterwards.
If we didn't have this show today, I wouldn't have watched the replay.
Okay, got you.
I
I'm
wouldn't
glad
have
that
watched
you
the
did
replay.
that for the show.
I did it for the show.
Way to
Otherwise,
take
I would
one
have
for
done the
the team,
replay.
buddy.
But I honestly feel that everything Pence said was rehearsed. You could tell he was
Okay.
definitely coached.
He's supposed to be coached.
Yeah, I'm not. But I'm saying everything that he said, it's like I'm reading a script. And Kamala was just like this. Are you finished? Are you done? And it's like she just went right after him.
Yeah, I
We
agree.
talked
Yeah,
about
she
how do
went
you
right
argue. We
after
talked
him.
about how do you argue with an idiot. You come prepared. That's number one.
Yep.
Secondly, you wait for them to finish speaking. You don't go into the arguing match like they did the last time. You stay away from that. So if you think she did good, I hope that's good.
Well, they say.
One thing I will say, and we can close it up after this, but
Mhm.
one thing I will say, we have been talking over the past few weeks about social injustices and things like that,
Right.
and how the Black agenda, minorities, and like these things should be brought to the forefront. One thing that did alarm me last night was when they addressed the Breonna Taylor situation. They asked if each person thought that her case was brought to justice.
Okay.
Kamala, of course, went and said no, and she was like, and I'm one of the people who, I have a history in this. This is what I know. I was a
Unfortunately,
prosecutor. Yes. And Pence, on the
I'm
other
actually posting it right
hand,
now.
he was like, even though we think it's, even though we're sorry for her loss, his biggest thing was he doesn't believe that there's systemic racism or oppression.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the next biggest thing was he wanted to change the narrative to rioting and looting. And I think moving forward, as we get into these last few weeks of getting closer to the official election day, it's really, really, really important to listen to what they're saying and not get lost in the talking points before and after, but really listen to what each party believes and then kind of go from there and make your decisions. Because last night I was like, okay, I understand exactly.
So I'm just saying, we're not going to tell you who to vote for, but you better do something.
Do your own thing.
Use your voice. That's all we preach here is just to use your voice. It doesn't matter which way you decide to go. It looks like, again, we're voting for the lesser of two evils. So
Are we?
it is what it is.
I think we are.
I'm voting for Big Bird.
All right, Charlie, what's up next?
COVID updates. Since we're speaking about the
Talk
president,
about your president then.
your president of the United States of America, is back at it. He is out there, and the biggest thing about him right now is the controversy over the medicine that he was taking.
I wanted to talk about that so much. He has all these special concoctions. He letting them put all types of medicine on top of medicine to get himself cured, but it don't even exist. Let him tell it.
Hold on. So not only was that a special medicine, a special FDA approval, he used to own stock in the company that makes the medicine.
Are you following the money chain, ladies and gentlemen?
It's more. So it's a humongous money train. So here's the narrative we play, because when this was announced
so
that
he's gonna cure himself with something like, just in case you missed what Miles was saying, he about to cure himself with something that he's gonna get money from, because he's gonna tell all of y'all to go get it once he's healthy. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, basically that's I knew that was one of about 3 or 4 different narratives that I thought was being played when he announced that he had this virus. And I definitely thought this was one. I didn't think at the time I know he was honoring it, but I definitely thought this was a segue to creating a vaccine or a medicine you can live with it. Hence the reason he doesn't want you to wear the mask. Hence the reason that he's going to get you this medicine, and now you can get sicker and live with it. And now he can run on the narrative that I know what you guys feel like with this. Why would I not want to handle this properly? Because I was diagnosed with this as well, and so was my wife, and so was my such and such, and so was my such and such. So by far, we have to pay attention to that. Like, and even if he doesn't have stock in the, because somebody came to me yesterday, so we didn't have stock in the company anymore. When you become president, there are some companies you cannot have stock in. Right, when George Bush became president, he had to give his stock in the Houston Texans
all of the information
to
in
Kirby
regards
John
to his
Caldwell.
tax returns and whatever else. He did not want you to know what all he had a hand in at the time, even though it's supposed to be required for politicians
like I say, we
to
went
do
through
that
this
when they enter the White House.
We went through this. Like I was about to say, with George Bush, the son became president. He had to give up his stock in the Houston Texans, and he gave it to Kirby John Caldwell. And then when he's done, they give it back. And that's the same thing that's going on with this situation with these two companies that make this medicine. They got a special FDA approval. He went in and got cured in about 7.5 hours. Oh, that was 3 days. I think it was 3 days. But you know what I mean? And it's a narrative that's going to be pushed down our throat. And on top of that, he's going to look like a hero to a lot of people who like him already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this frustrates me. I think it frustrates me more because we're just seeing, I feel like his whole presidency has frustrated me because it's a blatant disrespect to what we've been taught, the structure of America and how things flows, like the power.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we talked about
Money
Tuesday.
Is power when
we talked about that. Yeah, Tuesday. It's crazy.
Money is pure power when it comes to our government in general.
Yeah, but I mean, with him, he's actually making a mockery.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. It's frustrating. I'm actually tired of talking about it.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to stop. How about that? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. I just want to say this before we get ready to go into break and bring up our very, very special guest that we have here in the building with us today. I didn't get to talk about it on Tuesday because, of course, I was at the Black store buying this, luxury hair weave, So I was at the Black store. Thank you so much, Lloyd Ford, for having us over there. We had a wonderful show that day. It was quite fun. It was
I know that was Lloyd's show. I mean, Lloyd's stuff.
That's Lloyd's store. Okay, so yeah, we had a really good time over there. But I want to say this to everybody. Get out there. I don't know if y'all saw the picture of me and my kids. We went bike riding. All my little family went out there.
Yes, we did.
We had a really, really good time. Get out there, enjoy yourself, get some of that stress off, right? Do you feel like your jaw is tightened up a little bit more nowadays? It's because of pandemic stress. You gotta let that stuff go, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot do it anymore. Get outside, have some fun, soak up this sun and this beautiful weather that's going on right now. Why are you looking at me like that, Mom?
I'm just
trying
listening.
to get everybody in the right mind.
No, I got you. I was listening to where you're going with the pandemic stress and the tight mouthiness.
Yeah, the tight mouthiness.
He said tight mouthiness.
Jaw, But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. And we've got a very special guest for you. So make sure you share that video and follow I'm Just Saying Live on Facebook.
We'll be back.
We've been out of control since we got hit back in March 2020. Mortality rates keep climbing. Infection rates go up and down and then back up again. How long will this go on? No clear answer. Will a vaccine even be effective as this virus continues to spread and to mutate? No clear answers there either. I'm a trained nutritionist, herbologist, personal trainer, behavior modification and stress sciences expert. I'm also a COVID-19 and pneumonia survivor. I've watched the continuous wall-to-wall news coverage, and while yes, wearing a mask and social distancing are crucial now, you're not being given important tools that you need in order to fortify your first line of defense, your best line of defense, which is your own immune system. What's going on here? There are simple, affordable, and natural ways to help build your immune system to fight any virus or bacteria now, and it starts inside of you. That's why I need to invite you to join me for Beyond the Mask, an intimate talk about vital ways to immediately begin boosting your immune system. Are you worried about the potentials of a second wave? Are you concerned now that your immune system may not be strong enough? Let me show you now the changes that will allow you to optimize it. Let me show you how to maximize your exercise benefits in a 12-minute routine that you'll do every other day to easily increase your metabolism, strengthen your respiratory and immune systems, and give you better circulation throughout your body. Listen, sugar feeds both bacteria and viruses. Let me show you ways to kick that sugar addiction now and to get some weight off. Let me share with you keys to better nutrition that boosts your immune system. We are all under too much stress, and stress weakens your immune system. It single-handedly leaves you vulnerable to all kinds of health issues and infections because stress reduces your immune cell numbers and their ability to function. Let me show you tools that you'll easily integrate into your daily life now to naturally reduce your stress cortisol response. I also want you to know about some nutritional supplements that have been shown to naturally improve your immune system and your overall health. Since January, there have been over 700 studies released worldwide on the relationship between COVID-19 and vitamin D3 deficiency. You need to know why. You want to improve your own immune defenses now, want to take back your control? Sign up today for Beyond the Mask and join me as I give you information and tools to easily get you back on track towards a healthier overall immune system now.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
Yo, and we are back. We are back here on Thursday morning. I'm just saying, and we got 2 wonderful guests. 3 in the next segment. We'll get a 3rd one in here. But we're going to get this started. We're going to get it popping right now. We have the Cotton Pickers right here sitting with us, man. I got my man, Robert Bowden. Robert, tell us exactly what this is. Tell us exactly what your movement is. Tell us what it's exactly about. Let's just get right into it. We're going to do some backstory in a minute, but we're going to jump right into it right now.
First and foremost, thank y'all for allowing us to come on the platform. God is good. We've been down here in Houston shooting the film. So the turnout was real last night. We had a reason to celebrate. So thank God for allowing us to make it here this morning. We are the Cotton Pickers. We represent our ancestors. Selassie, Denmark, Vesey, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Rosa Parks, Uncle Nat Turner. The list goes on. You feel me? If it wasn't for the sacrifices they made years ago, we wouldn't be sitting here today. So the best thing I can do by saying thank you is continue on the struggle and the fight. You know, we're not gangsters. We are soldiers. We go against injustice and racism. You know, we are messengers from the man upstairs, and we use our art. We're a worldwide coalition. The Cotton Pickers, we're not a group. We're a worldwide coalition. We use our art as a way to continue the revolution for the liberation of our people. Just like in the late 60s, early 70s, you had Curtis Mayfield, you had Otis Redding, you had James Brown, you had Aretha Franklin. You know, the thing with George Floyd jumped off in Minneapolis, Minnesota. There was a lot of protests damn near in every city. But then it kind of died down. And that's when the artists have to kick in. That's when the art has to kick in to motivate, inspire, and encourage our people to continue on, don't stop fighting. You know, when the police on a knee, kneeling with a mask on, cause the camera on, you know, we got to keep on fighting and we got to keep on pushing. You know, music seeps to the soul. You know, I've been blessed to make music, write books, and do films. And we're just using all those tools, sir, to continue to fight, you know, to put a light and a fire in this revolution as artists. That's what the Cotton Pickers is.
Okay. Well, and you say you got the Cotton Pickers up. Let us know after my right.
Okay, we got the wonderful Miss Hershey, the lyricist. She's from Houston, Texas.
Right up.
She got enough heat to warm Alaska when it comes to that microphone. She's a strong black woman. You know, nothing against our red bones, but she's chocolate, you know, and she has that melanin in her. She's proud of the melanin she has in her. She's a mother. She's a hard-working woman. She's a phenomenal lyricist, and that's my sister. You know, sisters last longer. So I keep powerful black women around me.
Gotta keep one in the pocket, bro. You gotta keep a couple of those around you. They always make you stronger.
Well, you know, I got my parachute pants on, so I keep them in both pockets. You know what I'm talking about? And my Pimp C voice. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man.
That's that Yay area coming out.
Yeah,
but Hershey, tell me about yourself. You say from Houston. Where you from in Houston? How'd you get here? What's the music like? Like, let us know what's going on.
Well, I'm Hershey, the lyricist, born and raised, third ward.
Third
The music is really falls along the lines of what we really do need. I'm one of the artists, female artists, that like to uplift the black man, remind you of the king that you are. You got enough doing the rest, so you don't need me for that. Got down with Fleet, and it's been on and popping ever since. Very glad to be a part of this here because we don't have enough of it. So it's really cool, the things that he's trying to formulate, you know, and it's his whole foundation. I like that. So I'm glad to be a part of that.
Hold up.
All right. Well, you say you just got here. You know, you've been here. You're doing a project.
Yes,
Now, but before we get into that,
Yes,
I want you to break down for us. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Okay. What consists of the Bay Area?
The Bay Area consists of change. The Bay Area consists of community-based organizations. I grew up in San Francisco. My grandmama and them lived in Oakland. I remember as a young boy sitting on her front porch watching the Black Panthers go by, and all black Afro sisters, you know, taking us to the breakfast. You know, on the Bay Area, all laws, most of them started in California. The difference from LA and the Bay, LA is Hollywood and gangbanging. The Bay is revolutionary and players. That's what we come up with. The hippies in Frisco and the Black Panthers in Oakland, and the pimping and the pandering in Oakland. The movie The Mac was real. That's why Too Short can be so articulate with his lyrics, because that's our culture. Ain't a strip club in Oakland, California, never will be. But the strip clubs and all that stuff is in Frisco. 10,000 people come to Frisco every day from Australia, Germany, Houston, Chicago, just to see the cable cars, just to see the crookedest street in the world. You know, we got mouthpieces. We mouthpiece grinders, rhymers, two-timers, and 49ers. Because we grew up selling directions to people, maps, peanuts.
And
then
I'm saying, like, he was with E40 on me.
Yeah,
That quick, bro.
That's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? E40, man, E40, Too Short, JT the bigger figure. You understand what I'm saying? Ant Banks, all. The Bay Area is the home of independent. What everybody is doing now, they learned it from the Bay. What the Bay didn't do is get up on the digital divine. Ghazi right now is running the digital music business. Shout out to Ghazi, shout out to Gold Toes, GT Digital, that's what we signed to.
But you know what? So people don't understand. So I agree with you because a lot of what's happening in the music industry, at least ownership, a lot they learn from Master P, and Master P gets New Orleans credit, but he really learned that in the Bay.
He learned it from JT the bigger figure.
Right.
My homie who gave me my first deal, JT the bigger figure, you can look him up.
He was that guy.
He got 70 films right now on YouTube. JT the bigger figure taught Master P everything he know. If you watch the No Limit Chronicles, you're going to see Figaro up in there. JT is the greasiest pork chop ever been in the pan. I'm the next one. You understand me? I'm the greasiest pork chop ever been in the pan. Yeah, you understand me? But just, you know, and I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Zaytoven is our little homie. He was a church boy. JT discovered Zaytoven at a football game. He was playing the guitar piano at halftime. Zaytoven and his mama moved to Atlanta right at the same time when Jeezy and Gucci was beefing about that song Icy. Gucci found out who Zaytoven was and locked Zaytoven in the studio, and that's when he made them 3 albums. And that's when JT went down there and he had the Mandatory Business magazine. He put Young Thug. He had Migos signed to him. T.I. on Future, on 2 Chainz. All of them was on JT Mandatory Business magazine. He took the Bay Area hustle to Atlanta. He taught the dude from QC. He taught him about the digital game. You see what I'm saying? And then JT, you know, he went down there and bought 2 abandoned buildings in the projects. And he turned into Fillmore, Atlanta, and he was in the streets with his situation and the politics.
So let me ask you this. So all that's in your blood is running through your veins.
Yes, sir.
How does that get to where you are now? You told me you do some things,
yes,
so
sir.
we will get back to entertainment.
Yes,
entertainment is extremely important.
Yes, sir.
But I don't think you get the entertainment done without going through the things you've been through, without seeing the things you've seen, not
Yes,
only
sir.
the good stuff, but
Yeah.
the bad stuff. And you
Yes,
told
sir.
me, so let's talk about that too. Like where does that play into creating what has now become your
Well, very few can write and be articulate the way I am because they ain't felt what I felt. They ain't got the pain inside me that I got inside me. And they ain't got the joy that I got. I got grandmama joy. So I know the Lord with me. I got that grandmama joy. I wake up happy. I go to sleep 2 hours a day. I've been through it, brother. But you know, the bigger the test in life, the bigger the testimony. My mama died. I'm 17 years old, Greensboro, North Carolina. My daddy was a heroin kingpin. I grew up with OJ and Marvin Gaye in my household, snorting cocaine. And Chaka Khan was my dad's girlfriend. I grew up in Brisbane, in Westboro, California, outside of San Francisco, in mansions.
bro? You need a documentary.
Well, you know, if God's will, that's what's going to happen. But, you know, my main thing is I'm here to inspire and motivate and uplift the youth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why if Pac would have never went to death row, then I truly believe the culture of hip-hop would have been different. When he went to death row, he started banging. They wasn't scared of Pac no more because they knew he was going to destroy himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into what the film is about. But
We'll get to that.
the devil stay at me, man, because I got something to say.
Right.
You know, I've been on drugs. I did 16 years of my whole life in somebody's dog cages. I got out of penitentiary in 1996 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I went to college at. I stopped using drugs 10 years ago through God's grace and His mercy. They wanted me on drugs. They wanted me distracted. You know what I'm saying? Some of the pretty, sleek, beautiful women come to me every day, and I know who they sent by. But they trying to get me off my path because the youth, they hear my pain. But they see my joy and they listen to me. I love going to them penitentiaries. I love going to juvenile hall, to them group homes, man. That's what I'm here for. The art and the music and the films and the books is only a way to get their attention. I'm a fisherman of souls, so I have to put different worms on the hook to gather different people. Now the OGs like me, you know, we come from the Goody Mob, NWA, Public Enemy, you know what I'm saying, Too Short, Pop era. So they already gonna receive as soon as they hear the music or they hear me speaking. But the youth, they do not trust the OGs because we have not given them a reason to trust us. We have abandoned our children. The crack era raised the foster care rate up 85%. What we dealing with is crack grandbabies, not crack babies. These are the grandbabies of the children that went to foster care. They ain't got no reason to trust us. I tell them when I go to juvenile hall, first thing I say is, I'm sorry, little homie, little sis, for the cocaine I sold in your neighborhood. It might not have been to your mama, probably was to your grandmama. Because I ain't had no remorse, pregnant, in your wheelchair, whatever. I got double ups, triple ups for you. You understand me? I was on that thing.
Now, speaking of little homie, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Before, we were, earlier, before we came on, you were talking about those songs that lets young kings know who they are,
Right.
and you were talking about this. You were talking about the song just a little bit. Give us a little background, a little insight into the song itself.
The one that I wrote.
Yeah.
I had Shadow Black produced So Amazing.
Okay.
And the reason that I made it when I made the comeback, it was the first song that I did. And what I noticed is that I wanted to stand out and be different. And then it's just me anyway. You have all these female rappers telling you what you can't afford, what you ain't gonna get, you ain't good enough, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't this. Well, sometimes it takes somebody to come in and remind you that you are.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get out that mindset that our black men are supposed to be superheroes and he got to be able to take care of me. No, baby, you need to learn how to take care of yourself. Then a man will invest in you. But we have to be careful about what we feed and what we give to our men. So when I made So Amazing was inspired by a very good man. Because I tell you something, if we watch how we address one another, if every time you see me, you ain't that, yeah, then when I get hurt, I can't expect for you to come and protect me.
Right.
Instead of addressing my sisters as be this and be that, what's up, queen?
Yeah, and that's one of the things we were talking about.
And
Earlier.
we have to be very careful with that, because I honestly believe that if you allow people, if we address each other properly, and if we start paying attention to this, because it's a lot of this, and that we're not going to be ready for, that's where Hershey come in, everybody. I uplift.
Hershey the lyricist. That's what she. That's what she comes in that.
It's plain and simple. You can't get me confused with nobody else. When you hear Hershey the lyricist, you're like, she can go.
Right, and you did say that. You said that you can never get Hershey the lyricist confused with anybody.
That ain't no stripper. That ain't no strapper, baby. That's a hardcore rapper.
Right. That's a hardcore rapper.
Slow down. Go down early in the morning. Slow down.
Bars. We talking bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So speaking of So Amazing, how can we find So Amazing?
Man, So Amazing is streaming. All my music is streaming on all platforms. It's Hershey the Lyricist, Hershey without the Y. HERSHEDALYRICIST. That's where you find me. iTunes, everywhere. Keep dropping it for you.
Y'all heard it.
And for somebody who wants to get in touch with you, somebody who wants to find out more about what you're doing, where can they find you? Yeah, you, bro. You Fleet. It's on you, Fleet.
Oh, you can find me, man, on IG. Follow me. I'll follow you back on Fleetwood SF. Also, you can email me at Fleetwood_189@hotmail.com. The Cotton Pickers, we are on all streaming platforms. We got a record right now. It's on the charts. It's burning up. It's called I Don't Trust You. We talking to the police. We just did a new single with Cool Joe from Goody Mob. Shout out to the whole Dungeon family. It's called Till You Do Right. You know what I'm saying? We talking to America till you do right by black people. Ain't no good gonna come to you. And we pushing like a pregnant woman. I ain't even gonna tell you no lie. So, you can contact me once again, Fleetwood SF on Instagram. And then you can email me at Fleetwood_189@hotmail. And I'm gonna do it like Mike Jones, 415-685-1653. I ain't gonna change my number, and I ain't gonna change who I chill.
So they got access. Ain't no reason why they can't get you.
Hey, man, you can't run off with this plug, because I'm going to run find you. You understand me?
All right. Well, so check this out. We gonna come back. So look, I appreciate you, Hershey, for coming through, coming doing your thing. When you come back, we're gonna talk about the project. We're gonna talk about the documentary. We're gonna talk about the movie you got coming, featuring our own people. So, I'm just saying, make sure y'all check them out. What you got?
Come back. We definitely got to talk about the new single that you dropped with Cujo.
No. Cujo's good. I interviewed Cujo about a year ago, man. Real good dude, man.
Yes,
so, Goody Mob's been in the blood forever. So that's got to be nothing but fire. But check out the commercial. Check us out. You can always find us at Edge Radio Network TV. Check out I'm Just Saying Live. Appreciate you chiming in. And then check out my man when we get back in about whenever we get back. Peace.
ages of 0 and 5, a child's mind is very impressionable. Researchers call it the theta brainwave. This low frequency is the state of consciousness between the conscious and subconscious worlds. In this state, the mind is capable of deep and profound learning, healing, and growth. There is a subconscious loop that's created during these early years. Who you believe you are has been downloaded based on experiences that you have had. A bad experience could create fears and limitations. Do you love who you are? Do you believe in yourself? The reality is that you can't control your childhood. All you can do is interpret it. You can choose to see your good and your value. Try this experiment. Project forward. See yourself at 80 years old. Now you have lived a lifetime. What advice would you have for your younger self? What risks would you have taken? What relationships would you have avoided? Did you celebrate life? Did you allow yourself to feel, to be present? Your 80-year-old self would tell you to not live in fear, to have faith that things will work out, that all you have to do is persist until you succeed. Your 80-year-old self would tell you to stay healthy, to take care of your body. And it would ultimately tell you to share your gifts with the world. We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Yo, welcome back. If y'all watched the last segment, then you know why we just say I'm just saying, because we had some stuff said that ain't been said the way it was said last segment. It was said.
It was said.
It was said. Yo, so we got my man sitting here again, my man Fleetwood right here with the Cotton Pickers. Hershey was here saying, "Go, yo, I appreciate you, Hershey." She left out, but we replaced her with Cold Blood, man.
Cold Blood.
What's happening, bro? Tell just give them a rundown. I'm not even gonna do it. Give us the rundown. Let them know where they can find you, but not only where they can find you, who you are, and what they find it.
My name is Cold Blooded the Great, and the Great stand for, man, I do a lot of great things. I'm a father of 7. I work with the youth in all projects. I have traveled to 30-some states, 5 countries, and everywhere I went, I made an impact. I try to help, even in Africa, all over.
Right.
I'm about helping and assisting. I believe we don't get blessed to brag on it. We get blessed to bless others.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, whatever I could do, I try to reach out and do that. You know, from juvenile hall, from taking them out the hood and travel with me, show them a different way of life, to motivate them, to inspire them. I've been in the street since 13, and I'm a father of 7, so I know what it is to be out there with no mother and no father. So I try to give back, man, and let them know I've been there and done it, but not because you've been through that road that you got to live in there.
Right.
Then you can make a difference, man, for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So how's that translating to what you do now with the music?
Oh, man. In the music, I just speak the truth. I don't sugarcoat it. I give it to you raw and uncut. I don't even write. I go there, man, pray on it, close my eyes, and let the Lord talk to me, and I talk to them.
That's a tough segment, bro. That's just tough in itself.
And
That's almost like you want to pause and just kind of take that in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Look,
tough.
As a matter of fact, when you guys played Until You Do Right with Goody Mob and my brother Fleetwood, I'm the last one. And the words I speak, I didn't write none of that.
They always say that art is the best way to tell someone's story.
Especially if it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's not creating it.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Right.
It's already happened, or you seen it, or you heard of it. So it's not like I'm writing it. I'm just spitting what already had transpired.
Yeah.
Speaking of the truth, you from the Yay. You know what I mean? We have a lot going on right now in the political climate. A lot of things going on. It's election season. We have COVID. We have Trump. And I'm leading that in because we have Kamala Harris,
Yes, sir.
who is from your area.
Yes, sir.
Her name was made at your home.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So how you feel about that? Because, you know, she's part of a lot of things in our community, good, bad, and different. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You talk about the community, you in that community, we all feel the effects of that community. You know, how do you feel about it being from that area?
Well, you know, first and foremost, my uncles always told me it's better to know than not know. I'm glad that I know who Kamala Harris is. She was the lead prosecutor. She put a lot of my homies in prison. You know what I'm saying? During the crack era, she was the head prosecutor and DA. But she also, when I started my nonprofit program, the Homeboy Hotline, she gave me an endorsement. She liked what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But it's better to know who somebody is than don't know who they is, because the ones that don't say who they is, them the dangerous ones. Just like Trump. I ain't gonna say I agree with the racist guy, but I know he told me he racist, and I believe him the first time he told me. I ain't gonna hey man, and he's a businessman. He told us that.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to do Biden, you ain't heard him be truthful. That's the dangerous one. It ain't Trump that's dangerous, and I ain't gonna know Republican. It's the same thing to me, professional lives. That's what the P stands for in politicians.
I agree.
The only politician I ever seen that was truthful was the one moving out the way because somebody was trying to shoot him. You understand me? That's the one that's for the people that ain't standing still. But I believe a person the first time they tell me or show me who they is, and it's better to know who they is than don't know, because the ones that don't tell you who they is and smile, good morning, we're gonna get you everything you need. How you doing this? Them the dangerous ones. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to say. And when it comes to the COVID-19, this has given everybody in America an opportunity to reinvent your hustle. If you ain't no hustler, you ain't gonna survive during COVID-19. I used to do film screenings and ask for donations. I get a community center, I pass around my shoebox, put my little slit in that thing, put tape on it so couldn't nobody open my box up while I was passing around my damn box. I know some Negroes was up in there. You understand me? So I used to get donations in some places. I used to charge. I get a restaurant and I just show it off the wall. I charge $20. Well, can't nobody gather no more, so I can't do no film screening. My computer said, okay, well, what we gonna do now? You understand me? They got an old thing called Cash App. Okay, look here, y'all. I'm promoting on Facebook and on Instagram. $12, y'all can get my award-winning film. Send the Cash App, and I'm gonna email it to you. I made $3,700 in 20 days, and you understand me, kept on pushing. You know,
like a pregnant woman.
Like a pregnant woman.
Hello.
Yeah. So,
that is my new favorite line.
That's my new thing.
So all I'm saying is COVID-19 has allowed us to be more health conscious in the households, and it also has allowed the hustlers to reinvent their hustle.
That's real.
If you're going broke doing COVID-19, you ain't no hustle.
I love that.
So you guys talk about your biggest thing is always making sure that you not only tell your story but give back to the community.
You have to.
In what ways, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, in what ways do you feel like your music is giving back to the community?
Well, you know, we got teachers. You know, we was taught by NWA, Tupac, Goody Mob, Public Enemy, Spice One, Too Short. So we only can come how we was taught. Our music is soulful. When your music is soulful, it's gonna reach the soul.
That's
we
right.
got enough heat to warm Alaska. I ain't even gonna lie. It's coming out like water. You know, this is the third time, myself, I've been close to superstardom. But God wasn't ready for me then. I had to go through a little bit more so I could appreciate where I'm at today. My story wasn't complete, and it ain't complete yet. The greatest thing I ever done ain't even been done yet. You see what I'm saying? So I only can do what my teachers taught me. And that's why it was very important for me to go and holler at Cool Joe and get with a song with Goody Mob. You know, me and Willie D been talking about some things. Face, he's dealing with some health situations now. Y'all pray for Brad Jordan, you know, but these are people, you know, shout out to Lil Baby, you know, and Drake and all the rest of them, you know, but them the people I'm finna go get a feature with is my teachers that taught me, that allowed me to be lyrical like I am, you know what I'm saying? So we don't know but one way, man, and that's to inspire our youth and thank our ancestors and the elders, you know, through our gift.
I think what makes you guys so timeless is having a principle of making sure that you understand where your foundation is, right? And if you can always understand your foundation, you can always understand how to build. And so when you said this is the perfect time for the hustler, I felt that. So we're getting ready actually to give the people what they want. They've been waiting. They ready for this music.
Let's do
Can
it.
you introduce this track that we're about to listen to?
Right about now, you understand me. You're going to get a world premiere. Till You Do Right. It's on the soundtrack of the new film Gimme Mines, coming out Black History Month 2021, featuring Cool Joe Goody from the award-winning group Goody Mob, Cold Blood the Great,
That's right.
and Light Skin Luther, a.k.a. Fleetwood.
Hey, bro, hey, say, man, say, you gonna have to give me mine. You will. This is Cotton Pickers, Cool Joe Goody, Cold Blood the Great.
Until you do right by my
Give me mines, and I ain't gonna ask you too many more times. I ain't lying, I need every dime. I need my mule, I need my 40 acres. I need a few of them skyscrapers and a percentage of the Lakers. If you forgot this from when you stole, we ain't asked you to take us. Time to clean the slate and make no mistake. America, it ain't never been great. Tell me how could it be when it was built on evil and built on rape, built on murder and built on hate. All that 4th of July liberty, you know, and I know it's fake. The government is full of lies. Ain't nothing but a cold-blooded criminal enterprise. Christopher Columbus, he stole the land from the natives. Then went to Africa, stole the Africans and never paid us. You should be ashamed, talking about you're proud to be white. Knowing what your forefather did, knowing it wasn't right. There's wisdom in the words of the bass bump. And the bass ain't the only thing that'll keep in the trunk. I'm trying to told you I'm a cotton picker soldier, I ain't running. I heard echoes from a legend, it was Cool Joe coming from the dungeon. Family business, kin focus, when the ancestors spoke, another rhyme I wrote. Told me put them in a chokehold. The It's time to remind America your old black folks are bankroll.
Until you ride by my people. No good, yeah. Oh, don't come to you. Just ride by my people. No good.
What say, Jim? Ain't no good gon' come until you do right by my people. That was a lie when you said all men were created equal. My kinfolk came to America on slave ships. I still hear the chains rattling and them cracking whips. On the good ship, Jesus is not that Mayflower. We came from royalty, how we lose the power. Them cowards refuse to teach us how to read. In fear of us learning that we were the chosen seed. In a strange land hated by the white man. The black man, red man, and the Jew man. The Ku Klux Klan burned crosses in my yard. That was then on trial now, and that's on God. From the hills of Arizona to the Georgia plains. Cotton pickers in the mix, and we don't trust them, man. Fleetwood, my big brother from another mother. He know what it is, he understand the struggle.
Until you ride by my people. No good, yeah. Oh, don't come to you. Just ride by my people. No good. Don't come to you.
From the beginning, these bastards been biased. Slave masters had the nerve to actions to stop the riots of police getting blasted up, streets being trashed up, town being burned down. The word is on fire. No more laughter until we free your last, bruh. Free your last. The return of the Messiah. We refuse to be used and abused. Build your empire through these years. Blood, sweat, and tears has transpired. Time to rally the troops in groups around the campfire. No longer being spooked, ready to shoot fatigue and tire. Thought it was broken. Now we outspoken. Got them shook, got them crooks having anxiety. Cause we exposed the secret society. As we walk through the shadow of death, fear no evil. Look what you did to my people. Bloodshed will be the outcome until we all equal.
Until you ride by my people. No good, yeah. Oh, don't come to you. Just ride by my people. No good. Don't come to you. Give us what is ours and pay what you owe. Until you do what is right by our people, no good is gonna come to you.
Ooh, boy, oh man, like the producer said earlier, man, and shout out to my producer for making this thing happen, that it had an old school feel, but he's probably about 20 years younger than me, so it just felt right to me. You know what I'm saying? It felt right. You could feel the intent of the song. It wasn't something that we just gonna do tonight because we had enough to do. You know, where did that come from, man? Obviously you could tell where it came from with what's going on now, but what was in the soul? And I'm gonna get back to you. I'm going right to Cold Blood, because like Cold Blood said earlier, he ain't write that down.
Yeah.
He just said, "Give me the mic, and I got something to say." Like. So, what was in your heart and when you were saying those words?
I'm a visionary person. I was just walking through it as I was saying, like the truth. Like I said, I'm gonna quote the first 4. From the beginning, these bastards been biased. Slave master had a nerve to ask us to stop the riots, or police getting blasted up, streets being trashed up, towns being burnt down, the world is on fire. I mean, that's what's happening.
Real talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, how can it tell us to stop after all, man, we've been through and still going through?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they want to say, well, that was back then, relax, we different people, now things are different. But that's not the case, bro. You can't just kick people down and when they get up, say, no, we're not do that no more.
Yeah, man. Especially, man, when your kids is getting killed, your sister, your brother's being killed behind it. You know what I mean? It's time to rally the troops and group around a campfire, no longer being spooked, ready to shoot. army fatigue and tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we not stopping there until we get justice.
I was, bro. I don't know if y'all. We were talking during that segment with each other, but I kind of zoned out. Like
He did.
I was just kind of in that mode. I just kind of zoned out. And Tennille will tell you, we've done this show almost 2 years together, and I never want to hear the music before the show, like because I want my reaction to be as raw as possible. I don't want to hear it 7 times at home and then get myself ready to see you with it. You know what I mean? So Fleet,
Yes, sir.
what made you put this together, to reach out to Cujo, to say, Cold Blood, you got to get on this one, to have the lady Jesus Rose sing on that? Like, what made you put this together, and why was it so important and pertinent right now?
Because we living in an unprecedented time. 2020 is like no other year. And it's a statement to America. Until you do right by black people, ain't no good gonna come to you, America. You know, you built this place on sand. A building will never stand on sand. We are dealing with revelations. You know, the definition of black people is perseverance. They scared of us because they know what they done took us through, but we keep coming. We like Rocky, knocking us down. Adrian, in the middle of the ring. Black women, black children, black men. We keep overcoming. They scared of that. You can't knock nobody if you ain't never felt what they felt or been through what they've been through. I don't hate white folks. I just don't like no races. No matter what your race is, a racist is a racist. There's 2 kinds of white people, in my opinion. Either you feel bad about slavery, the most horrendous crime ever been committed, and you are using your white privilege that was given to you from your ancestors, your forefathers, as you using your white privilege to help make this world a better place, and you will help trying to change things. You are being a humanitarian, or you feel as though wasn't nothing wrong with slavery, and you out here just profiting off of slavery from your trust fund and things. If y'all look, the #1 dope fiend right now is a privileged white child from the suburbs that's on Xanax, Percocet, X's, and all that. And when they can't get that, that's when they come to the hood, and that's when they start using heroin. And once they start using heroin, that's when their granddaddy and great-granddaddy and them corporate officers are starting to shake because they know their financial foundation is finna go down the drain. They don't have nobody to leave the money to because the one who's supposed to be in charge of the money 10 years ago is a dope fiend. And I don't wish that on nobody, but they pour crack cocaine in the community. They pour heroin in the community, into the urban community. They are reaping what they sowed.
What about
America is reaping what they sowed, not to cut y'all blood. And the ones who run America, the good old boys, all them billionaires, their grandchildren, their children are the #1 dope fiends right now in America. And it's because of the most horrendous crime ever been committed. Until they do right by black people, for 400 years of torture and slavery, ain't no good gonna come to this place. God, when ain't nobody looking, God is always watching. We are the chosen people. They know that. It's about whether or not us kings and queens realize it when we brushing our teeth, what that reflection is. We gotta remember what our grandmamas and granddaddy told us. We gotta remember that what people before us been through. We gotta remember the reason we don't give up or give in because of the cotton pickers. Because of Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, their spirit is with us.
So let me ask you about that. And I'm gonna let
I
you. I know Cold Blood. No, you good, bro. I know Cold Blood has something to say, and I know Charlie has some stuff, and I apologize for. But I'm gonna ask one last question. From the minute I heard, I wanted to ask you, what made you decide to flip that name, the Cotton Pickers itself? Because that has always had such a negative connotation that we've had to carry for so many years. What made you decide to put the power back in the name for yourself? It's kind of like I had a discussion the other day where people say, I'm not my ancestors, don't try me. I think that's the most disrespectful thing you could possibly say, because we weren't our ancestors. We didn't live what they went through, and we didn't survive it, and nor did we fight to get out of it. But what made you decide to change and take the name the Cotton Pickers and put on his axis?
Well, because that was the best way I could pay homage to hard-working people who never gave up or gave in. That's the best way I could thank our ancestors that was on them plantations working from sun up to sundown. Shout out to everybody who named after a drug kingpin or stand in the mirror and make up some name that I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm representing our ancestors because I'm thankful and I appreciate what they went through, allowing me to sit right here. You see what I'm saying? The spirit of them is what got me to wake up when I was sleeping on the bridges. You understand? When I was on crack cocaine, their spirit, when I was in them penitentiaries, when the police ratted me about 7 times, their spirit is what allowed me to get up and carry on. Their spirit is what allowed me not to look back, but look forward to my blessings. So I couldn't figure out no better way to thank them than making that my brand, and I spelled it D-A space Cotton and Pickers, P-I-C-K-S, because when you put it in on the internet, ain't nothing else gonna pop up. I didn't want to spell it the regular way, because I wanted to separate from anything else that was gonna pop up, you know, on the search engine. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be able to explain to the youth and explain to people what Cotton Pickers was. I done been on many radio shows. I remember I called in, I ain't gonna say whose show it was in Atlanta, and the little girl co-host said, the Cotton Pickers, I ain't no Cotton Picker, I ain't no Cotton Picker. But you know, that's because she is not educated on her self-worth and her spirit that's in her. And that's my job. That's why I named it that, to say thank you and to allow an opportunity to explain what a cotton picker was.
Got you. Cold Blood, what you about to say?
All I was gonna add to, man, what you were saying, man, we gotta love ourselves, man. Like, whatever color you are, because being traveling, it messed me up, man, how these folks, man, mess up folks all over the world. I was in Africa, where these people barely got food to eat, but they have $30, $40 to buy bleach cream so they could be light, because they're not happy being with their skin color. I was like, wow, they really have impacts on people. Don't even want men to be black or their skin color. Even in the Philippines, like, as bright as they are, they want to be still brighter.
Right.
Using bleach cream. I mean, it was so bad. This girl, when she got into an accident, and I think she opened up her back, they couldn't even stitch her, bro. It's because the skin was so thin, the needle was just ripping her skin open from the bleach.
Wow.
So that's how much impact they have on us. We don't even like ourselves.
Yeah.
Very much.
As a person or a color.
I love exactly what everything has been said today. I think this is the perfect time for us. This is why we have I'm Just Saying. This is a space for us to empower our voices. This is why we bring people like this, because we want to open up a narrative that is bigger than ourselves. And like you said, we need to remember what our foundation was. We need to remember the foundation of this country. And while we are in the middle of the election season, we are in the election right now. If there's anything that our forefathers have ever showed us, is that our voice and our action is the most powerful thing that we have. And so thank you so much for joining us today. Guys, make sure that you look out for the Cotton Pickers. I want to make sure I say it the right way. Stay tuned with us on I'm Just Saying Live. Thank you for joining us.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head.
Hey, this is the Talk About Unity show where I bring the talk.
And I bring the unity.
And together we talk about unity. Unity is what matters. Come on. And right now in our country, that's what we've got to do. So we do that here at Talk About Unity on the Edge Radio Network. Be with us every week.
It's going to be awesome. It always is. And I tell you what, the more we seek first to understand, then be understood, we make progress.
And we like to do that. And that's why everybody's on the brink. We love what we do at Edge Radio because everybody's on the edge. We bring them back from the edge and we bring the unity. So we're just glad to Edge Radio Network every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Talk about unity because here at Edge Radio Network, truth still matters.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay,
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m. When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. America, America, America. I hope that you enjoyed our conversation with the cotton pickers.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
He did like that on
Cotton
purpose.
pickers.
Cotton, P-I-C-K-A-S. A-S, no hard ERs,
Get it
please.
straight.
No hard ERs.
Y'all, you know, we don't really have time left for our movies and all of that, but I do have one.
We
that
had
I
all
wanna
entertainment
suggest.
already.
Y'all done had all the
No,
entertainment.
seriously.
Y'all been up here pushing like a pregnant lady. I'm done with y'all. I can't trust y'all
They,
alone.
they was up here with the greasiest
Pushing
pork
like
chop
a-
in the
The
frying
greasiest
pan.
pork
Huh?
chop in the pan.
Man, I felt like I was educated. I don't know. I felt like I was
Nah, it felt good.
enlightened. I was
I love the way you get so
uplifted. I was
emotional.
educated. I was.
Her emotion really shows, you know, through on the camera, and I just love it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's great. You do really, really good. But I am going to say this in regards to other movies that you should watch. Please go and watch The Honest Thief. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe we'll talk about it on here, and maybe we won't. But guess what? I love a good movie, and that one is going to be one of them. Liam Neeson is in this movie doing a phenomenal job, even though he's getting a little old. It's okay.
I don't forgive him.
Guess what we're going to do?
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
a-
right. I almost forgot.
We don't endorse that movie. No, still
My
mess with you.
bad. Anyway, I forgot what he did. You know, look, I had forgot at the time.
I'm just
right
saying.
now. Yeah, that was pretty
No,
bad.
no.
You know, it was pretty bad. Sorry about that. Yeah. I shouldn't even said his name. I should have just
You don't
told
get
y'all.
no
the movie.
passes around these joints.
Not, especially not after the cotton pickles.
Show don't.
Pickles.
No.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you know that it is time for Tennille's touchy subject, and
Yes.
boy, have I got one for you on this week.
Oh, I'm scared.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a lot
I'm
to unpack.
scared.
Okay.
It's a lot to unpack.
I'm not gonna give you all the details, but I'm gonna give you some of the details. Y'all know
Well,
how
we
I
ain't
like
got a lot
to
of
do it.
time. Give
I
us
like
all
to
the
string them
details.
out. No, I'm still gonna string it out.
Ain't got no-
Here we go, right here. So a lady wakes up. Okay,
That's the first problem.
her husband. Oh Jesus, listen to
just
Miles
playing.
over
No,
here.
he didn't.
Her husband has drugged and raped her
Okay.
here in the great state of Texas. We know it's of his right
No, it's not.
in Texas.
No, it's
She
not.
can't sue him. She can't go to the courts and get any help. What do you do in this type of situation? How do you move forward? Do you quit him? Do you what? I mean, if he's drugging and raping you, you might wind up in that closet for a very, very long time if you tell him you're gonna leave.
Don't she make his dinner?
He makes his dinner. She could do exactly the same thing.
I was about to
but
say,
is
make
that
him
right?
a dessert.
Is that right? So when
What you
So
mean?
the question here,
Make him a dessert.
the question here
Drug and
is,
rape him.
how do you move forward? This is a marriage, ladies and gentlemen. This is not something that you just throw away. You're
Since it's-
supposed to try to work it out. You're supposed to. What do we do
Hold on.
in this case?
And another form of abuse. That's abuse.
Yeah, right. So why don't you drug and rape him? I know you got a broomstick in the back or something.
Oh my!
I was just about to say, or was it, what was that movie where she locked him up to the bed? It was,
Oh, you talking about
Did you hear this man?
Misery?
Misery,
Talking about Misery?
yes.
No, this boy said a broomstick though.
I mean, since it's legal in
And
Texas,
then take the broomstick
since it's
and
legal
do
in
what you
Texas
gotta
and
do.
She can't do anything about it. He shouldn't be able to do anything about getting drug and raped either.
And she can say that that's kinky
Because
sex.
of the fact that it is her husband, she can't, file
So
charges.
he can't, because of the fact that it's his wife, you can't file charges for being drugged and raped. I would say.
But do you want to push her to the same extent of what was
I
just
want
done
her.
to her?
I
Like,
want her to
get out.
leave and not be there. But in the process, if she needs to know what to do in the
what if
moment,
her
to handle it,
finances are right? What if there's a lot of stuff
how much
that
you,
could be
how much should I have to pay you to be able to beat on you, drug you, and rape you? How much? What's that worth to you?
Because even Tina had a limit.
So if it's about
Tina took too
finances, you
much.
can always find somewhere to go. But if someone is buying your,
This is just so sad to me because, your husband is supposed to be the one that you can trust the most, out of all people. He is supposed to be the one to treat you like himself. What is wrong with this man's mental headspace that he felt like he had to do all of that to his wife to get the sex the way that he wants it?
is that how you want dead
Everybody
sex?
up here is quiet, ladies
Sex
and
with a
gentlemen. So
starfish?
I'm gonna need you to write down your comments right now. Go to
Max?
I'm Just Saying Live on Facebook. Post your comment. We would like to see how you're supposed to handle this. I never ran across a way that she could be in the right, like that she could go to court and win, because there should be a way, right? We should be able to protect ourselves against things like this. Some people are crazy out there. We can't get around that.
The reason why I'm so quiet is, first of all, I'm just sitting there listening to the.
But this happens.
The thought that number one, it happened. Number two, the thought process. You know, of my two co-hosts.
What do you mean?
You know,
As a woman, that is my thought process. Do what I need to do.
Get the broomstick and
Let me ask
call
you
it
this,
kinky
Brandy.
sex. No, I get
Let me
it.
make it real for you.
I get
Your
it.
daughter call you in the morning and say,
Uh-oh.
no, your daughter calls in the morning and says, Dad, such and such did, such and such did. What's your reaction to it?
What are you gonna do?
My reaction would be totally different because I wouldn't be up here talking to you.
That's my point exactly.
Okay, but no, what I'm saying. Okay, back to what you were saying. There's no way that you can see how she could be in the right. The laws are meant to be manipulated. Yes, I believe she should get out. There's a way to get out. She just got to get a good lawyer. She can get out.
A good lawyer. That's what Vanderbilt says.
She can walk.
And I know it's harder.
And I'm not saying that she can't get a little revenge along the way, because when something like that happens, you never know what a person's mental state is gonna be.
This was
First
so
of
very
all.
unfair. She thought that this was somebody that she
Yeah,
could trust.
this is your husband.
This is your husband. This is going to be a long mental battle for
Can I-
her, let alone getting out of the house.
But 9 times out of 10, I probably almost say 10 times out of 10. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but before the physical abuse happened, the mental abuse happened earlier. So he has probably at some point mentally convinced her to be somewhere she doesn't want to be.
Correct.
Long before.
I think that this has played a long
Not
role.
not only that, but this
doesn't just come out of nowhere.
this has been going on that led up to.
No, there's a
something
lot
like
of
this.
stuff that led up to
that led
stuff.
up to this, but also like you were saying, you don't know if there's kids involved. You don't know what the finances are. There's so much to unwrap. And
No, I
to
get.
look
I know
at.
it's just not that easy. I just tell her to walk.
And I
get it.
It's so much to.
And I just commented last night. You know, women, because of how wonderful they are as nurturers, sometimes some women will hold on too long to for the situation more than the person. And I get that. I know it's a definitely a mental tie to go back and forth in these situations and what's going on. I just pray that she does get there, because like you say, it didn't just happen. Like, he wasn't Mr. Nice Guy for 20 years and then just drug and raped her one night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these things. I remember I had a conversation. This is honest to God truth, with a guy I used to be really cool with. And this is when I was married, and we were hanging out with our spouses. And you know, the conversation was whatever, and he was like, and then, you know, we were drinking and stuff, and he was like, man, I know. He say, man, look, my wife been drinking, so when she pass out, he say it's on. And I was like, ugh. And he was like, bro, you know, like when she pass out and she ain't gonna wake up, it's on. So I was just like, in my gut, it turned. You know what I'm saying? Like, that turned him on for her to be so passed out that she couldn't react to it. So to me, these are the type of activities that could lead up to these type of things that you got to kind of watch out for when dealing with these situations. And
to piggyback off what you're saying, I mean, you got to be a sick individual to drug and rape your wife.
Anybody.
I don't.
Somebody is saying, what if she was? Do y'all feel different if she was withholding sex from him? Does that make this any different?
No. That's what people.
You go to counseling, you take sex therapy, you talk, you leave her and go get someone who does.
You come to my world.
You know what that sounds like?
Do not go to his world.
Do not go to.
I couldn't resist.
Mr. VR over here.
I think people they put two narratives together, not the same. They try to equal up the scores when they're not the same. One bad act does not beget another one.
It doesn't.
It's like when people say can't be mad at the cops because the person they shot did some bad stuff. No, I'm not worried about who that person was that got shot. I'm worried about the acts in which what they did. If I go kill someone right now, I can't go to the judge and be like, well, you know, judge, he did talk about my mama. Like, it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? And we always want to do that. Well, she not giving him none, so he took it. Like, no.
Even inside of a marriage, ladies and gentlemen, that is still not right. There is no way possible to make this thing right.
No.
I do think that she should be able to bring him up on some type of charges because of the drug factor. You know, you could just say, oh, my husband raped me because you want to get rid of him. We get that. And that's why they don't want to get involved in it between a husband and a wife. But the drug factor, especially, how did you figured out, oh, I was drugged because you were groggy and whatever else. You know, at that point, did she go get a test and say that I mean, there's so many levels to this because you're at home. You're in your safe place.
You're in your safe place.
You feel like you would not be attacked there.
There's so many levels. There's so many things to unpack. But you know, at the end of the day, it's wrong no matter how you look at it. Number two, you're a weak ass man if you got to rape, drug and rape your wife.
I don't care what you say.
Yeah, you got to get it that way. You just weak.
Or mentally jacked up.
No, you're weak.
I say
no,
make his
I'm not
dinner,
probably both. No, you definitely
make him
weak. But I'm just
dessert,
saying.
clean the kitchen, use that broomstick.
Help us,
That's all I got.
Use the
And then on top of that, she said, "Call it kinky sex at the end."
The broomstick, okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Gosh.
Ooh,
He
okay.
calls it the Constitution of Marriage. She calls it kinky sex.
Just because I'm sitting next to her and she's saying it in that way, broomstick, I'm just like,
It just makes you uncomfortable.
But you know what though, man? It goes back to the narrative that we think, not we, of course not us, but that it has been said that the wife position is to owe him this.
Yes.
Right?
That is a large part of the problem.
And I think that's an issue. That's a
Everybody,
huge issue.
let me say this. Women change. Men change. Over time, things change. Your body
They
parts
do.
change. The amount of wanting it changes. There are so many pieces and factors to this different thing. When your hormones take on a turn, you know, maybe she wasn't wanting to, or maybe he didn't want to be judged for his thing not working. We don't know what it was, but to drug another person and take it.
lack thereof.
No, I mean, sometimes that happens. I mean, people
Nah,
get embarrassed
nobody-
trying to work up the gummy worm, you know?
She said a gummy worm.
And so,
Did she say the gummy worm?
She said gummy
Did
worm.
we
Good
go?
morning.
Did we
Good
go
morning.
It
from the
is-
righteousness of the cotton pickers to the gummy worm all in
We
the
went to
same
the gummy
day?
worm all in the same show.
Go ahead, Charlie. I'm sorry to cut you off. What you got? You got something to say about the gummy worm?
Come on, broomstick. Come on, broomstick.
Come through, broomstick.
nothing else to
Come
say.
on, broomstick.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on I'm Just Saying Live. This has been your I'm Just Saying Live crew.
Sharon,
My
Sharon,
name is Hey
Sharon.
Charlie. This is my homeboy.
I am Vanderbilt.
I am simply Dot Tennille.
I am Miles Anthony. IJS Live. Make sure you check it out. I guess we're out. Can't
We're
touch the
right here
subject
each
no
and
more.
every
Brought us
Tuesday
out.
and Thursday morning from 8:30 to 10.